Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another tutorial on designing a web page using our page designer here. Okay, so this is a free template giveaway, so you can download the template. The link is in the description. All right, so this is for like a gym contact us page which you can use, so users can send you some information if you add PHP code there, which we will do in later videos of all these templates that I create. We will be adding PHP code eventually. So in this one, I'm going to show you how I designed this using this web based page HTML page designer that I created. So the link is in the description to this app here, and it's free to use. Okay, so this page is actually responsive. If we go to responsive design mode, you can see that it's quite responsive as well. So the key to creating responsive stuff is to use relative widths and a lot of flexbox as well. So we're gonna use that to create this. All right, so if you're ready to go and open this page, you see something like this, then we can get started. So I want to add this background here by adding a section. So I'm going to click add. Let's go to empty and click background. So this is the one here. And then I'm going to go down here on my properties. So if you can't see the properties panel, just click properties here, make sure it's ticked and you've selected an item. You can always go to view and say reset properties panel to have it go back to its original state there. So here I want to add a background image. So I'm going to click here where it says image, BG image and the like, and I'll select buildings. And of course you can select any of these. I'll select this one like so. And then I'm going to add a bit of padding on this same item, maybe 20 pixels, so things are not right at the edge. I'll click add element again, add empty div like that. So like I said, let's go to width here. Like I said, for us to make this responsive, we have to use relative widths and the like. So instead of pixels here, 100 pixels, I'll use 100%. There we go. And then we'll say max width to give it a maximum width of 800 pixels. And if I go to margin and tick the margin auto, it gives me this centered thing. I'll add white as the background color and the text color as black. Okay, cool. Now I can click and drag this to make it bigger like that. And now that we have those, what we want to add is the title, this part, and the icons over here. So let's get this thing in motion. So what I'll do is I'll click add components and add h1, and I will add also an h4, and then I will just add some normal div text. It's a div with text, and then I will also add an empty div element like that, and within it I will add some icons. So I'm going to go icons and the Twitter icon like that. Let's see where we stand. Okay, so that's fine. I will swap the order of this one, right click the div element and say move down, and there it is. Okay, cool. So let me select this whole thing, go to font text center like that to center everything. Then I'll click this div, go to its width and remove the width so it goes all the way. Let's do the same for the height, remove that height. Let's go for the padding, remove that padding by clicking the X there. Then I'll select the icon over here, and what I'll do is I'm gonna put margin. There's padding left here, right? Let's go to margin. Margin left, let's put 10 pixels, margin right 10 pixels. Okay, so select this one here and duplicate. So I can right click on it, or I can go to edit and say duplicate a few times like that, and that is great. Then I'll select on one of these, go to images and swap them for other icons. So for now I want the Facebook icon, Twitter is fine, click that, and what else, Instagram. So you can put the ones you need here. Let's put LinkedIn over here. Now these icons are supplied by Bootstrap. These are Bootstrap icons. So you can use, if you know the names, you can use that advantage to search for specific ones. I have this lorem ipsum website here open. This is lipsum.com for dummy text. And I'll come back here, select the text in the div and paste like so. All right, so that is great. Let's look at the titling here. Keep fit, Jim. We look forward to hearing from you. So I'm gonna type that. Keep fit, Jim. And here we say, we look forward to hearing from you. Okay, great, exclamation point. That is nice. Now we can change the text here, the text type, by going to font and font family. I think this is Special Elite or something. Let me change the font size to maybe 30. Also, there is a huge margin for these H1, H2. So if you don't like that, let's put 5 pixel margin. Same here, 5 pixel margin. That would be great. This one I want to remove the background, so let's remove. But since the color of this content is white, they will momentarily disappear, but we can bring them back by changing the text color to some kind of blue. And okay, there we go. So very nice. So far we can just go and say preview page and see what we've got so far. Okay, so not bad. We are on the right track. So here now I want our image, so I'm going to click add element and back to components. I'm going to add image like so. And then here I'm going to go to the width, put that at 100%. And then actually I don't want to put the image on its own like this. I want to put it in a div so that I can make better adjustments. So I'm going to show you that. Let me click on the image here, go to the image section here, and I have a gem section there. Then we can select any of these images that we like. Not many, but I will add some more images to this list over time. But I don't know, which image did I use? Probably this one. Let's try maybe this one to illustrate a certain point. Okay, so there is the image. Now, if I want to see the face of this human, I will have to enlarge this to a greater degree, but I want it to remain like this, but show at least the top. So what I'm going to do is to help me adjust, let me increase this one. To help me adjust, I'll select this one, this main thing, go to empty and add a div there, so that I put this one in there. So let me go to width, remove the width. Let me remove the height as well indeed. Then cut this element from there, and I will right click on this and paste inside it. So now the image is inside this div. So the advantage of this is that if I enlarge I can give the main div a fixed height, right? So let me I can do that by just clicking and dragging, and then now it has a fixed height. Then I can grab the image within it and click like that to do this. So as you can see, now the face is visible in this viewport. But there's this extra stuff that I don't want, so select the main div and just go to, where is this? Overflow section here. And I'm going to say overflow X hidden, overflow Y hidden, like that. And also let me remove the padding from this. Let me also remove its background first. remove the background. Let's go to padding and erase that, like so. Okay, great. We are doing fine. All right, so that's our gym thingy. So we are at this point. This one is slightly bigger, so I can do that by selecting. This is the image when I select like this, but I can right click and say select parent to select the container of that image. And then I can increase its height by adding the figures here. Let me just try 300 pixels like so. Okay, that is okay. Now the next part is I want us to add this part here. And as you can see, if you notice down here, there's a shadow that ends, fades away somewhere here, but the whole thing goes all the way down there. So we're going to see how to do that as well. But let me create this div over here, keeping in mind that we want it responsive. So select the main div here and then click on add element, empty div. Now this thing here, I don't want to keep adjusting it myself manually like this. So I'm just going to remove its height. That way it adjusts on its own. Then I can click and drag this guy around to give me a specific height. Let me try 600. I think that will do just fine. So if I scroll down, that's what I see. Let me go to margin. On the width side, maybe let's try 400. Now, instead of giving it a fixed width, what we're going to do is put it at 100%. Let's move that to percent. And then let's say maximum width 400 pixels. That way it's limited to 400, but if the space is too small, it will shrink down because it's still at 100% width. Then let's go to margin and margin auto. And on the margin top here, I want to put a negative value. So I'm just going to click and use my scroll mouse to adjust that. And I will put maybe, let's try 200 pixels. So it goes all the way up there. That's too much, maybe 150. But you see it goes behind this item here because of the Z index. So to fix that, now you can only adjust Z index when you change the position type from static to maybe relative. So let's use relative because we don't really want to move it that far. So I'm going to click on relative. Now in relative mode, it gives you the ability to just click on the item and move it around like this, because it's really just moving the left and top values here when you do that. So you can move it around, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to remove the left and top values. That's what you do in case you lose this. For some reason you click away and it goes to, or maybe you click wrongly and it goes to the wrong place and you can't find it. Just remove these X and Y values and it will get back to normal. Or you can put it back to static mode just to bring it back to normal, because if I move it away for some reason and I can't see it on the page, I can just go back to static and it's back here. But if I go to relative, and there it is. Good. So within this one, let me put a background color of white like so. And then I want to add, what's this? I want to add a few more divs in here. So I'm going to add an empty div, and yeah, this should be enough. So I'm going to click that guy. Now I can't really see this very well, so let me add a box shadow before we go on. So click on box shadow, just put 30 pixels there. Let's reduce the color to a nicer gray, like so, halfway, and that's good. So I'll select this, remove the width, so it goes all the way. And I don't really want to give it a fixed height, so on height I will remove that as well. And then what I want to do is grab this color over here. Actually, let me duplicate this. So I'm going to do edit duplicate. So there are two of these. Then I'll add a weird blue on here. I'll replace it with the one I want to use, but I want you to see this here. So select this, the main component here, go to display, change that to flex. Now flex will put the items left and right. And if I shift select both of these, I can go to the flex area here. Where is flex? Flex is in here for some reason. Now just put flex 1 there, and then they get to fit the entire area. Now also, if I go back to the display where I added the flex, I can change the flex direction to column instead. Oops, let me remove that. I should have selected the parent and do flex direction column. Now since it's already on column, I'll just put it on a different one and then put it back on column like this. So now they are top, bottom like that. And this one I want it white, but I'll just remove its background color since the background item is white as well. Like so. Okay. So with that in mind, this is good. Now if I select this parent, which has a padding, okay, I will leave this padding on so we can easily select it when we want to, but we'll remove it in the end. Now I want to change this color over here. So I'm going to go back here and try to copy this color by inspecting the element. That's how you can copy any color from any website. You do that. Make sure the item is selected as you are hovering here. I don't know what has happened to my browser. It's not showing me what I want to see, but let me just inspect in there. Okay, so maybe this does not exist anymore. That's why. I think that's why. It doesn't exist anymore on file. I think that's why it's giving me these problems. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just looking for any color attribute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write color here and just put blue for some reason like that, because I just want that thing right there. So once I click away, it's produced. Then I'm going to click on it. Okay, it's giving me attitude. Okay, that's because I think I erased the the original. So what I'm going to do is, I want that color and I don't know what the color is. So I'm going to open a different version of this. I'll open the page that I created earlier and do a preview of that page. This one will work just fine because there is an actual file somewhere. So I'm going to click on this. That's the color I want. So I'll click on the color picker to get this color. So I just want to look at the color code. So that's 0DBBD0. So I'll remove that and close this. I just wanted the color. So 0BDD. Oh wait, what was that again? Okay, my memory is failing me. All right, let's go back. What color are you? Click on the color picker. Let's scroll back. Oops. Okay. Wait, that's not the color, is it? Jeez, what's going on here? It's showing me all the wrong things, right? Oh no. Let me refresh the page. There we go. Click on that. Okay, so that's 0DBBD0. Okay. Hopefully I remember that. Let me close this. And close that. So let's get back to here. The background color is 0DBBD0. Okay, so that's the one right there. Cool. So we have our color now, which is awesome. Now what to do? Let's grab this. Let's do this part down here. So on this one, I'm just going to copy this one. Copy element by right clicking. Copy. This doesn't disappear. I should code it better. So sometimes. So let me right click here and paste. So I'm going to do paste. Now, if in case you don't see it, it's already in here. It's pasted, as you can see when you hover on it. But because the color is white, that's why I can't see it. So let me select the main component, change the color, text color to black, and there it is. So let's change that text to contact us, like this. Yes. Alrighty then. So with that, now we can add some more items. Here we add these components over there. So I'm just going to add one of these. So add element and go to inputs. Where are inputs? Right there. Input 2 is what I'm looking for. And there it is. I'll select it. Go to font, text align. I just want left, but since it's already selected, I'll put any of the others and get back to left so that it goes this way. And then I can now finally edit, duplicate this. So on this one, I'll put name. On this one, I'll put email. And finally down here, I want to add one more, which is the select input. So there we go. Why am I failing to scroll down? This is not good at all. Okay, I think the reason is this guy here, the main thing has a fixed height. So I'm going to go to height and remove that. Okay, that way it goes all the way down, which is cooler. So once we are here, this is not what I wanted. Let me delete that, select, add. I wanted the text area instead. So there we go. Now this title is here. I want it on the top. So select the container and go to display. Because it has a display of flex, I can just remove that and then go back to text align left. There we go. So message, make sure you don't type massage. Okay. So here in the input, you can go to the input section of things and add some things like placeholder. So type your name and here enter your email address. And here you can finally say type your message. Or you can say what's on your mind or something. Okay, let's select this main thing again and add element. Let's go to components and add a button. Click on the button. Let's move it to, you can see here as you are adjusting, it gives you some numbers to look for. It's 198. I just want it to 200, somewhere there. Or you can just physically go here and edit that to a very specific number. So let's type submit as a submit button. Very cool. Now what I want here is, you can see the drop shadow on the edge here. Actually, we'll fix that later. I want it to, the drop shadow to end here so this blends into the background. But we'll do that after we add some content here. So let me see here. We have this part over here. So let's add that properly. So in here, I'm going to add a div. So let's go to empty and add empty div. So there it is. And within that, I'll go to width, close, remove the width, remove the height as well. Then inside it, add, let's add an icon. So any icon will do. And then I'm going to add a component again. Let's add maybe an h2 tag or something. So here I'm going to type colors like that. Then I'm going to go to text transform, transform to uppercase. And then you can adjust the font size. Maybe let's put it at 20. No, that's too much. Maybe 14 actually. Or 16. Okay. Then select this main one, go to display and change that to flex. Then let's make sure we stretch center items. And let's go ahead and remove the padding for this main thing, or the padding. Also, this guy has some margins, so I'm going to click on margin and make sure I put 0, like so. Then finally, I can remove the background color like that. Then change the icon, of course. Let's go to image. Where are the icons here? I want a core icon there. There we go. Let's reduce its font size to maybe 20. Great. Looking good. Now let's add some div text. No, actually, let me add an H4, something like this. So the text alignment here, I want to change. Maybe I should have changed from the whole thing here. Let's put center and then left. Great. I'll select this guy, remove the margin, make sure it's at 0. And then let's type some numbers, right? Some dummy phone numbers here. And then comma, 1-800. 1-800. Something like that. Okay, great. So I'll select the div that contains both the icon and this one. Select this other div, shift select, then edit and duplicate again, duplicate. Now these guys are too close. So I'll select the bottom ones here, select that, shift select this, shift select that, and then do margin bottom of maybe 20. Now it went to ems, so let's put pixel instead. 20 pixels like that, or you can put 30 pixels. Yeah, 30 looks better. And then here, let's change some text, right? Let's do location, location, location. And here we'll do, what else are people interested in? Location and the business hours, of course. Business hours. Let's change our icons. I want this one to be a location. Click. Let's go location. Boop. Let's do that one. Let's put a clock. Select whichever clock you like. And let's add some kind of location here. So I'm gonna Rock Street. Yeah, just type some dummy text here. New York City. Let's try business hours here. So maybe from 08 o'clock to 18 hours. Those are tough working hours right there. Okay, good. So this is looking great. Now, if you notice, as I added these things, the main component here has been left behind because it has a fixed height. If I select it, you see things are overlapping over here, which is good for a reason, because I want its shadow, because this is the thing with the shadow. I want the shadow to end halfway through the message box. So I'm going to click on that and adjust it even further to the message box there. Okay, so if you are a stickler for specific values, you can go to the height here and add specific values like 570, like so. Great, but the problem is these guys are at the bottom here. So what I'll do is I'll select this main thing and just add some extra padding over here. I don't want to use a fixed height on it. I want to use just extra padding at the bottom. That way it can adjust if I add more content here. So I'm going to go to padding, and right at padding bottom, I'll add 150 like so. So extra 150 of padding over here. This is great. Look at that. Got all the way here. Now, there's still, I can see the shadow going all the way on the corner here, which is not nice, right? So I'll select the content, this one that holds the inner stuff, and add a background color of white. Great, at least now it's white. But then there's still this corner I can see, and we can remove that by removing the padding of the main container, the one that ends here. Let me just delete the padding. That way it's right on the edge. And as you can see, that creates a shadow that's disappearing into the mist down here to the submit, which is nice. Oh wait, look at that padding at the bottom here. It went all the way to Kingdom Come. Look at that, that's insane. So let me select that. Let's go back to height. Oh, is it padding? Ah, look, the numbers are too big. Instead of 150, it's 1000 something something. So yeah, 150 is better. There we go. So that's how you get that disappearing into the distance thingy. Right, so we are looking good actually. Now let me just remove the background colors of these guys by clicking the X on each one of them, and there, X. You can also change the input names, by the way, right here. Just click on the input and go to the name here. This one is just name, and this one will be email, and this one will be message. And also the type you can change for input type to email there, and this one is text, so that's fine. All right, goody. So at this point we can do a save, so you can go to save file, save as, or just save, right? I haven't saved yet, so I can say my gym tutorial and save. And now if you go to try and open, you will see your version of the thing there, whatever your recent documents. Yes, great. Right, so let's do a preview now. Preview page, and there it is. Look at that awesomeness. Now you can go here and say more tools, responsive design, and let's check it out. It's goodly responsive, I think. Yes, it does a good job of responsiveness. Let's see here. Very cool. Okay, awesomeness. So this is good, and that's how you create this thing. So of course this template is available for download in the link in the description, right? So until next time, when I do another giveaway for HTML templates, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, wait a second. If you're still here, how do you download? You click download here. So let's click download. When you finish, you click download here, and it will give you a zip file of the whole thing. So I'm gonna click on that, extract to a folder, and when you open, you can have the HTML page, and there is your product. Okay, awesomeness. Where is my project? It's gone too far. Okay, so hopefully you've learned one more thing or two on how to use this page designer here, and at the least maybe you've taken a free template with you. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.